run at once, 5 teams, 4 people each. There's 20 of them lined up there to be introduced to you for the men's 4x4 final. Surely these guys the favourite for the medal. Elijah Goodwin will lead off these athletes. He's the lead-off runner for the mixed 4x4 team in Eugene at the home World Championships, where they took a gold medal. But he's got the quartet that took the 1, 2, 3 in the individual event: Bailey, Patterson and Faust. Jamaica have come here as well with a strong team. Rasheen McDonald will lead them off. Jasona Dennis second, Kibar Farquharson third, and Zamir Francis in lane 4. Hungary here as well, and Yingi will be their lead-off runner, and then Val, and then Kovac, and then Attila Molnar, 4th placer individually here in this championships. People's Republic of China have drawn lane 3. They're led off by Zhang. We'll hand over to Zhang, and then Zhu, and then Zhu. Final athlete, final team from Sri Lanka go in lane 2. Kimaraje, Midushan, Silva and Raja Karuna. The Sri Lankan national record could be under threat here. Stands at 3 minutes 11. And the Americans heavily favoured. They've won 10 gold medals in this event, but they haven't won for 9 years. Surely that's going to change in the next 3 minutes or so. Jamaicans will not want to roll over and give this to the Americans. And then Yingi, the lead-off athlete for Hungary, personal best form this year. He exited in the semi-final individually, so he's a bit fresher than some of the other athletes that go later on in the American quartet for sure. So McDonald just settling himself into lane 5. We've got Sri Lanka in lane 2, People's Republic of China in lane 3, Hungary in 4, Jamaica in 5, and the United States out in lane 6. It's the men's 4x4 final. And away they will run in lanes for the first 150 metres or so, and then as they do in the open event, they'll cut for the inside and the argy-bargy will begin. Elijah Goodwin going well for the United States at the moment on the outside, but Nyingi, I mentioned the good form the Hungarian's in. He's trying to stay on terms with the American and with the Jamaican. McDonald drifts wide to try and protect his second position. Elijah Goodwin running well for the United States at the moment. Rasheen McDonald just starting to struggle maybe ever so slightly with 100 metres left to go. And Yingi of Hungary trying to launch a challenge on the outside, trying to keep his squad in medal contention. A great run from Kamaraji, the Sri Lankan on the inside, keeping them in touching distance of the medal zone. But the Americans are going to hand over just in the lead ahead of the Jamaicans from the Hungarians.
Brian Faust started the individual final like an absolute rocket, and he's blasting down that back straight. Dennis of Jamaica trying to hold him, and Val of Hungary really driving into that bend to stay close to Dennis just ahead of him. This is great running from Faust, and of course the Americans for overwhelming favourites, having taken all 3 individual medals in the 400. But Dennis is really working to close the gap. Crowd beginning to roar because there's a fabulous end to that leg from Zhang of China, who's going to close down on Wal of Hungary. But Faust driving for the line here. They're at the halfway stage, the Americans from Jamaica, with China now in 3rd, Hungary 4.
A wonderful leg from Zhang of China. He pulled them into the medal zone. Attila Molnar of Hungary will go on the final leg. That'll be such a battle between the People's Republic of China and Hungary for the bronze medal. Jamaica as well, they're going to have to concentrate here. Kamir Farquharson is on their 3rd leg. But Jackery Patterson, the individual bronze medalist, is streaking away for this. I think this American quartet have got their eye on a fast time. The 4x4 is so often congested. You get in each other's way, you slow each other down. I wonder perhaps with a 1, 2, 3 individually, for the Americans have thought they've got an opportunity at getting close to 3 minutes. Jackery Patterson, he's just faltering here though in the last 100 metres. I wonder if he overcooked the first 300 metres or so, but Jackery Patterson, he holds on to the lead. He passed to the individual champion, Chris Bailey. But the Jamaicans have really eaten up the lead there that the Americans had coming in. And the earlier stages in this race, the People's Republic of China still holding on to silver medal position, but Attila Molnar trying to give his Hungarian teammates a piece of global hardware. Chris Bailey, he's never fast in the first lap, but here he goes, the American Here's the bell. He goes through in 2:39. They're not going to be inside 3 minutes or that close to it. It might be around about 3:03 or so. Christopher Bailey, he's not pulling away from Demir Francis here, the Jamaican indoor national record holder over 200, doing so well to keep the Jamaicans in the silver medal position. Now the 200-metre specialist has to give way to the 400 individual champion. Christopher Bailey anchors the Americans to a global title, 3:03.13. That's a wonderful run. Attila Molnar does give the Hungarians a bronze, much to the disappointment of the local crowd. What an effort for the People's Republic of China. The individual silver medalist, the winner of the World Indoor Tour this season, just catching himself on the Seiko board there, who ended up giving Jackery Patterson quite a lead into that third leg. Patterson, if we're honest, he looked a little bit fatigued in the closing stages, but he did hold on to give Christopher Bailey every chance of anchoring.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is JUC. If you have not subscribed, please consider to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll always be notified every time we upload a video. So guys, we have a Nanjing 2025 race, and this was not just any other race. It was an absolute display of the American dominance, because the United States stormed to gold in the men's 4x400 meter relay, leaving Jamaica and Hungary with no answer to their incredible speed, flawless baton exchanges, and unmatched teamwork. If guys, there was ever a warning to the rest of the world ahead of the future championship, this was it. Because let's break down what this one of the most dominant relay performance of the championship. So let us look at how Team USA won this race, and we see that from the gun they were determined to make one thing clear, that they were not interested in a close race, and they were here to take control from the opening lap. And we see that the lead-off runner exploded out of the blocks with confidence, attacking in the stagger in the first lap with controlled aggression. Jamaica tried to stay within touching distance, while Hungary fought bravely to keep themselves also in this medal contention. But guys, the early signs were already clear, because the United States had another gear. The first baton exchange was absolutely perfect, without hesitation, without wasted movement, just smooth, and it allowed the second American runner to continue building momentum. And this is where it became sensational, as the second leg powered around the track, opening an even bigger advantage for Team USA. Every stride was effortless, and every corner was attacked with precision. Meanwhile, Jamaica was pushing as hard as possible just to prevent the gap from growing. And guys, Hungary refused to give up also, despite facing two of the strongest relay nations in the world. Then came the third leg, and by this point Team USA had complete control. Their runner never looked under pressure. Instead of protecting the lead, he continued extending it, and that's the difference between great relay teams and championship relay teams. They don't run to survive, they run to dominate. So behind them, Jamaica kept fighting with tremendous determination. Their athletes refused to surrender, knowing every point and every medal matters on the international stage. Hungary also delivered a courageous performance, proving that they deserved to compete among the world's best. But on this day, guys, nobody could match the team that USA had, because when we came to the anchor leg, and that is Chris Bailey, she received the baton with commanding lead and immediately accelerated one more. There was no celebration before the finish line, no easing of pace. He kept driving forward with incredible power, showing the mentality that has made the United States one of the greatest relay nations in athletics history. And as the crowd rose to its feet, the outcome was no longer in doubt, because Team USA crossed the finish line in a dominant fashion to secure the gold medal. Jamaica followed home with silver after a determined performance, while Hungary completed the podium with well-earned boost, celebrating one of the biggest relay achievements on the international stage for Hungary. And so guys, what has made this victory so impressive wasn't just the finishing time, it was how complete the performance was. Every baton exchange was flawless, and every runner executed their role perfectly. Every lap was ran with confidence and discipline, and this, guys, wasn't about one superstar carrying the team. and this was 4 elite athletes working together with the lead of Christopher Bailey as one unstoppable unit. And performances like this, guys, remind the athletics world why the United States continue to be one of the most feared nations in the 400 meters and the 4x400 relays. So because their depth is incredible, their preparation is exceptional, and when everything comes together, beating them becomes an almost impossible. In Nanjing 2025, guys, may be over, but this performance sends a powerful message to every relay team around the globe that if Jamaica wants revenge, if Hungary wants to climb even higher, if the rest of the world dreams of relay gold, they'll have to find a way to stop Team